In 1975, His Holiness Maharishi Mahesh Yogi began a tradition of inaugurating each new year on 12 January, following his traditional week of silence. Year after year on this day, Maharishi celebrated with his global family and assigned a theme of the year, such as the following. 1983, Maharishi's Year of the Unified Field. 1984, Maharishi's Year of Unified Field-Based Civilization. 1989, Maharishi's Year of Heaven on Earth. 1991, Maharishi's Year of Support of Nature's Government. 2004, Maharishi's Year of Peace Palaces.
Pushpanjalim Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah.
Now we will see a highlight of Maharishi's inauguration of the dawn of the Age of Enlightenment, 12 January 1975.
We are inaugurating the dawn of the new age. We are inaugurating the age of enlightenment today on the basis of inevitability of the world to become better. Because of one beautiful thing that we have found, and that is the nature of life to grow. "99 people may violate their own nature to grow and may be weaving around non-growth. 1 in 100 having a desire to evolve, having a desire to progress, having a desire to grow by nature, will take up transcendental meditation. And on that basis, he will start producing harmonious influence around him without knowing how he does it, without knowing the mechanics, how the radiations go from a more orderly mind to influence the less orderly minds around. Without knowing it, invariably he will be producing harmonious influence in the whole society. And then the whole society will find a trend in the direction of evolution. What it needs is just a small area in the whole room to become lighted, and the whole room becomes lighted. What is a bulb? Very small filament. And how much is that in relation to the whole volume of the room? A very insignificant area becomes lighted and the whole room becomes lighted. One simple, single individual brain becoming little bit more orderly. How much orderly one could become in 15 minutes? With all the chaos and disorderliness of the whole day. But that little orderliness increasing in the mind of an individual is good enough to radiate its influence. One small filament becoming lighted, it lights the whole room. Like that, one slightly enlightened person, good enough for the whole society. It's a blessing for the whole society. And it is this strength which makes us inaugurate today this age of enlightenment. The personal advantages of transcendental meditation are so enormous, and now they are validated by the scientific experiments, and therefore any intelligent man will not be able to resist it for a very long time. And there are enough number of intelligent people in the world who will start transcendental meditation for their own individual benefit, even not believing in the process. But the moment they come across it, the influence is there, and that influence will radiate in society, and the whole society will become better and better and better. Now our movement is on that level of the nature of life. It has always been like that. When we trace back the development of the movement, it has been only spontaneous, natural, simple. Absolutely simple and natural have been the structuring of the steps of progress of the movement. This day today, the day of inauguration, also came out spontaneously. During silence I felt, when science is verifying the thing, validating the effects of physiology and psychology and sociology, ecology, improving through meditation, and when the growth of the movement has been so spontaneous and natural, it's worthwhile expressing what is already happening. This inauguration of the age of enlightenment is an expression of a phenomenon which is happening already. And when I reviewed the situation of the scientific researches, I found that this I should have done 3 years ago. Because there are cities in the world now which have 3% of population meditating. This we should have catched 2-3 years ago, when those cities had only 1% of the population. So we are late in inaugurating this age of enlightenment, about 2-3 years behind time. But doesn't matter, we are being dragged by the time. So the age of enlightenment is dragging us on, and it's going to drag the whole world, it's going to take the whole world out of the darkness of the age of ignorance. And on this dragging influence of time is our strength of inaugurating the age of enlightenment today. The time will not allow now. The light of knowledge is so powerful. This is because it is on the basis of nature of life. It's a natural phenomenon which is irresistible. It must be irresistible. So the only proclamation that we have to make is stop suffering. This we have to proclaim to all the governments in the world today, to all the countries, that now it's not necessary to continue living with problems. Have about 1% of the people meditating, and you will find yourself coming out of problems. Nature knows best how to organize. And because our whole movement is on the basis of nature, inner nature of life, outer nature of life, what we are doing is integrating the inner nature and outer nature of life. We are just producing the integrated state of life, and in that integrated state of life is the wholeness of life. And in that wholeness of life is the light of life. And when all the people are enlightened, we'll have the age of enlightenment brilliantly becoming a living reality for millennium to come. And this is our joy. We are only left with the waves of joyfulness. At this very precious moment for the whole world, I feel highly emotional towards Gurudev. Don't know how to express the gratitude. That age-old knowledge, it was there. But it needed Gurudev to whisper it out and make it available to the whole world. So full of feelings for gratitude. In this auspicious, highly momentous occasion for the whole world, we can only say Jai Gurudev, or close the eyes and be at his feet in the wholeness of life. Meditate. Deep in silence, we express our gratitude. In expressions, in words, we express our gratitude. We have the picture of Gurudev. I would like to put a garland on Gurudev. And then we'll meditate. Come on this side. It's our very great fortune today that we have recognized a wave of new life dawning on earth. And now, what happens generally is that when one lives in that atmosphere, one doesn't recognize in what great blessing one is. But has been very unique that we recognize today. And this word, this news, this event of the inauguration of the age of enlightenment today will soon go in all parts of the world. And the world will start becoming better. Our world plan, this is the year of fulfillment for the world plan. And the efforts that we have put to implement the world plan ever since we started it in 1972, those efforts are now fruitful, fulfilled in having given rise to this age of enlightenment.
January the 12th, 1975, on the Flagship Gotthard on Lake Lucerne, Maharishi inaugurated the dawn of a new age for the human race, the age of enlightenment. And he did this on the basis of the scientific demonstration that even one person in 100 beginning to transcend through transcendental meditation could change the whole society. He gave the analogy that even a small filament inside a light bulb can fill a whole room with light. So in just the same way, even one slightly enlightened person in society, and 1% like that, can produce a complete transformation of the whole society. A blessing for the whole society. So we have all the personal benefits of the practice of transcendental meditation, scientifically discovered that it be impossible for any intelligent person to resist for long. And there are enough intelligent people in the world to start transcendental meditation for their own individual benefit. But then, as a result of that, they will radiate this positive influence in society, and the whole society will become better and better. Maharishi also said that when we trace back the development of the movement, it has been only spontaneous, natural, and simple. And in just the same way, that day of inauguration of the dawn of the Age of Enlightenment came spontaneously. It came to Maharishi during silence, that with the scientific research showing 1% effect, that now is the time to give expression to the dawning of this new time. And he said he should have done it earlier, he should have done it years before, because 1% had been achieved even much earlier in many cities. But it doesn't matter. We are being dragged by the time. The Age of Enlightenment is dragging us on, and it's going to drag the whole world and take the whole world out of the darkness of the age of ignorance. And the light of knowledge is so powerful. It's a natural phenomenon which is irresistible. So the only proclamation that we have to make is stop suffering. This we have to proclaim to all the governments and all the countries of the world. Have about 1% of the people practicing transcendental meditation in your countries, and you will find yourself coming out of problems. Nature knows best how to organize, and our whole movement is on the basis of nature. The inner nature of life, the outer nature of life, being integrated together. When all the people are enlightened, we will have the Age of Enlightenment brilliantly becoming a living reality for millennia to come. This is our joy. We are only left with the waves of joyfulness. And then Maharishi said, at this very precious moment for the whole world, I feel highly emotional towards Gurudev. The age-old knowledge was there, but it needed Gurudev to whisper it out and make it available to the world. We are so full of feelings of gratitude on this auspicious, highly momentous occasion for the whole world. We can only say, Jai Gurudev, or close the eyes and be at his feet in the wholeness of life. It is our very great fortune today that we have recognized a wave of new life dawning on earth. The event of this inauguration of the Age of Enlightenment will soon go to all parts of the world, and the world will start becoming better. This is the year of fulfillment for the world plan, And the efforts that we have made to implement the world plan ever since we started it in 1972 are now fruitful, fulfilled in having given rise to the age of enlightenment. Jai Gurudev. Two days ago, we had a very sweet, blissful day of celebrations of the